Hello everyone. So we got the Spring 2025 Calgary Real Estate Board update regarding sales and whatnot. So sales and price growth forecast. Here's the first chart we can look at. So 2025, we are expected to still be above the long-term average. Price growth still slightly above zero, so it's not a crash by any means, just a more balanced market. And the price comparison, the row and apartment prices are a little bit off from 2024. Well, actually, yeah, quite a bit off. But we're still seeing some slight growth on the detached and semi-detached home prices. Some key economic indicators. Current inflation, 1.7%. Oil price, $72 per barrel, because oil is really important to our economy. Policy interest rate, 2.75%. RBC end of year forecast, 2.25%. We'll see if that actually pans out. Seasonally adjusted employment levels for Calgary. The unemployment rate is relatively high at almost 8%, but the employment rate is still a lot higher than it was. So we're getting a lot of people moving here, and when they move here, they don't always get a job immediately, so that's why our employment rate is high, but the unemployment rate is also high. Calgary's net migration. So over 2025, still very high. Less than 23 and 24, and a lot of that is a reduction in the international migration because the interprovincial migration is still at about the same level, being quite high. And the international migration, that is controlled by the federal government, not a lot of control that we have on this level. So completions, quite a lot of completions. In the city of Calgary, we have 36% of the year-to-date for May completions have been for rentals. And for the under construction, it'll be 41%. So what that means is that rents are probably going to struggle because we're getting a lot of rental inventory coming on the market. So if you're looking at getting a rental, just budget in a lower rental rate for that. And looking at the vacancy rate versus net rate. Vacancy rate, stabilized vacancy is a better number to look at. It's trending upwards to 3.8%. And the dollar per square foot, we're getting 2.81, which is still high, so that's going to come off a bit in all likelihood. The stabilized vacancy rate over here, that's from Zonda, moving up from 2023 and 2024. So higher vacancy, lower rental rates. Pretty simple. So looking at the detached market, we're still seeing slight increases in the city center and the west. Pretty much everywhere else has either been flat or down. The northeast has been down a bit. And looking over here at the benchmark price and the months of supply. Benchmark price kind of flat year over year. And the inventory is trending upwards. So more inventory, likely leading towards lower prices overall. And months of supply, 2.2, more of a balanced market, definitely not a seller's market. Sales down 12% year over year, so far year to date. New listings up 21%, and inventory up 81%. So good time to be a buyer. Good time to be a buyer. Selling is more difficult. Looking at the semi-detached market, pretty much the same. Up slightly in the city center and in the west, and flat or down everywhere else. Down especially in the northeast, the north, and the east. Townhouses are only up in the city center, and then flat or down everywhere else. And condos are, strangely enough, down everywhere. Yeah. So if you're looking to sell a condo, it is very difficult. There's a lot of inventory. And the surrounding areas around Calgary, Airdrie, a months of supply up. Chestermere is up considerably at 3.6%. Much more difficult to sell in Chestermere than it was previously. We're seeing a lot of new construction coming on in Chestermere, which is leading to the increase in supply. Okotoks is still pretty tight at 1.8 months of supply. So that's still a tight market. Same with High River. But Chestermere, not so easy. All right, so let's. I'll include this link to the report in the email, and you can go through all this in detail. But more of a balanced market, not so easy to sell a property. Great time to buy, especially if you're buying to live in. If you're going to get something as a rental, budget in a lower rental rate, slightly lower than we currently have. All right, that is all. Thanks so much.